Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 7 of Open Heart Book 3. We see, as of the last book, the things are getting too intense in the hospital, and what we see first thing first in this book that Bloom has some kind of announcement to make, and that's basically is that there is going to be one sort of get together between our Edenbrook Hospital, all team members, and some tech giants. So Bloom wants some funding for his research, and the only way to do it, we all the teams need to convince the tech giants to work with us, and we got to be compelling. So that way, the Edenbrook would go up, and our research, all the researchers would get the funding that it needs. Now, primarily, Bloom points out to our team rivalry that not not rivalry as that, but team competition. Mainly in this book, what I see, we get we have a case. There's a patient called Michael. He and her wife, they're trying to get sort of pregnant. Her wife is trying to get pregnant, but sort of the infertility, I think the term they have, I mean, one of them has a problem or something, that but because they can get can her wife can get pregnant, I think. So, and recently the man Michael, he developed breasts and some because of some neuron related disease. So primarily we think this is a really interesting case. And as I said in my last video, that Tobias is with us, and we have finally made the decision that Ethan will be making the cases. And just for the sake of democracy, as Bloom pointed out, we'll be voting, but Ethan will be leading the team from the front. So Ethan picks up the case. Tobias is with us, and we're working together as a team. And we, as we do in this diagnostics team, we sort of brainstorm. We try to figure it out what this could be. We meet with the patient. We run some tests, and then we finally come to the conclusion that he has some neuron related disease. Now, before we come to the conclusion, there a lot of things happen in between that. First, there's a diamond scene. We go with Jackie to this. It's a diamond scene. We go to this park. I think we do some daring stuff like daredevils that would really spike up our adrenaline emission, I guess. And also, we get to meet with our old interns. Now, we meet with Esme. If you, depending on what decision you made with Esme, the default decision, if you, by chance, you've deleted your book to progress and you're starting as default, then you will see you had thrown Esme under the bus when you were asked about Levi's case. So you will see Esme is super mad at you. She's referring you as you know, traitor, backbiter, and stuff. But still, you're gonna be together. That's one thing, and gonna have a pretty good time. Jade, who Jackie thinks as her shadow, you're gonna see her, and you're gonna tell Jackie also that Jade probably is getting too much pressurized from Jackie because Jade is nervous. But we'll see it play out in the coming chapters how it plays out. To be honest, we're gonna see that. And then we have this dinner party. We go there, we can dress up, we meet with two people, who one from a company, AML dying or something, and one from another company, and we talk with them. Ethan is not really the person to talk with tech giants or just going in them. Ethan is really sort of, he's not willing in any of those. But one positive sign of the night was Elijah's research work, and the way Elijah presented that with mice his research worked, that the sort of regeneration of the tissues and gene related diseases, but it is still in the trial phase for human. And Ethan was really excited to hear that. So that was the special part. And we get also a diamond scene with Ethan and have a moment with Ethan in the balcony. We can talk about stuff. That was pretty awesome, I would say. And then We get back to the case. We finally figure out that Michael has a neuron disease and he can have a short life that is not natural. A sort of premature death can really hit Michael, and they are they're broken down, specifically Michael's wife. But we call Rafael to help him with physical therapists, because in neuron related diseases, so you might know, physical therapists can only help. There are no other ways. But Ethan, we see everybody's down. Tobias is down, sort of, you know, Harper Emery, she's down. And we're also morally down after seeing this heart condition of our patient. But Ethan is like too down, and he walks somewhere. And we later find out our patient's outside, and we learn from them that Ethan has signed them up for the same some gene therapy, or the project or the research that Alicia is working on. And we know this is still in a trial phase, and those patients can't get that or can't know that if they're getting the dose or if they're just put on placebo. And if Ethan has promised them, that only means that Ethan is trying to risk everything. And because he is going to use Alicia's research on Michael, and that could end up being anything. We have experience with that in book one. And now, if anything happens, Alicia's research would stop. So, what Ethan is doing could heavily jeopardize Alicia's research, and anything can happen. So, this chapter was named as the rivalry between the teams. Now, this chapter didn't focus on that rivalry much, but if Ethan uses it and then something happens, then the rivalry goes up. Now, we're gonna have to see how this plays out, because we're seeing Alicia being so happy and his dreams coming true. All he wanted, Star Trek, all always he talks about, and sort of the his dream coming true. Now Ethan also, who is trying to save a patient. Now how this is gonna play out, we're gonna see in the next chapter more. This will get interesting. We're halfway through the book, and this is when interesting things happen. I'm excited for the next chapter. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. How did you feel about this chapter? Thank you guys for listening in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.